match that will deliver memories and maybe magic. Harry Smith's left boot gets us underway. Burgess with the catch, and here comes the first of what will be countless ferocious collisions. Hulkingston Rovers' first touch of the ball. Mickey Lewis, you'll have spotted already if you didn't know until this point. He plays tonight. For how long we shall see. Jared Hargreaves, another of those ferocious and experienced players, signed for just an occasion like this for the Robins. Can they make a difference? Can they land a punch on a Wigan side that would not give anything away last season? It's Minchella with a little dummy and then carries it in. One play to go in this opening set. Swung back, Mikey Lewis. Oh, it's been charged down, and Wigan might get it back here. Burgess. Oh, it's back to one. Back to one.
Wow, and the first little bit of drama in the grand final. Bevan French gets to Mikey Lewis. Now that will stay in the halfback's head. It was a seriously impressive defensive play to keep them inside their own 30. French getting to it, but the Robins have recovered possession.
Well, another chance to gain some ground here. I'm very pleased to say that Sam Tompkins, grand final winner and loser, of course, is joining us in the commentary position as well. Just on the teams coming out, Sam, what did you pick up from the emotions displayed as the teams were making their entry?
I saw a much calmer Hull KR side than we saw last year. Last year they were too excited.
But there is a knock on. And despite that back-to-back set, Hulkingston Rovers have to give up possession on the halfway line.
Yeah, and Hull KR have blinked first. It's an error on the halfway line. James Batchelor's complaining to the referee, hands in the ruck, but it is the ball carrier's responsibility. So, first chance for the Wigan Warriors. I'll tell you, both of these sides are deserved places in the grand final. They're clearly the two best teams in Super League. I'll say as well that I think the gap has closed dramatically between Wigan, who were all conquering last season, and Willie Peters Robbins. But they've got an emergency themselves here for the next 60 seconds.
What a chance for Wigan in these early stages. 2.5 minutes played. First touch of the ball with real intent here as Kieran carries it inside Robbins' territory. O'Neill delivering back to the middle again. Luke Thompson, one of those enforcers down the middle. O'Neill again in at dummy half, just looking to plough up the meters. Byrne, last game for Wigan tonight, of course, before he moves to pastures new. O'Neill again. This now is Walters, grand final loser with Leeds a few years ago. O'Neill, Smith to his left, but he comes right to Ellis, who pops it back beyond the intended Bevan French, but collected instead by Liam Farrell. And one last play to go. McAlorum running out there, trying to put pressure on Harry Smith. Smith still gets the kick up, but what a take by Burgess.
That's an outstanding take from Joe Burgess. I think they've acquitted themselves really well. Pressure by Minchella, and then on the last tackle as well by McAlorum. And what a take by Burgess. Real confidence booster for the wingman.
Well, the outside back's trying to get through some heavy labour here to try and get the Robins clear.
That's an outstanding catch under heaps of pressure.
There's Hadley. What a noise. What a noise, as you'd expect, inside Old Trafford. Hargreaves. One play to go. It's going to be shuffled back to Lewis. They're after him, but he gets to kick that before any real pressure. And Field with the catch, and Miskey with the return. And Hulkingston Rovers' speedy response ensures that Wigan start from there. French at a dummy half. Marshall now will bring it on. Looking to settle themselves here.
Now, Dave, Hull KR have got a really recent experience of the perfect blueprint, and it's what we're seeing now. Round 22, they absolutely strangled the Wigan Warriors in terms of territory, and it was built off defensive efforts like this.
This is good from Thompson. A few extra meters gathered. Smith kicking, and he's gone diagonal as well. And Burgess, well, it was a potential 40-20, but The carry wasn't quite good enough, and my goodness, look at that impact. Burgess hits hard, 3 more hit harder back, and he's carried 2 metres back from where he started.
And they've got a problem, Hull KR. This may be a serious problem. So Su, he does not look well. He's just now taken his place. He's really stuck it in there. I think there's a head injury of sorts there. That would be a big blow if he had to leave the field this early. This is the tackle, we think, and he's just got his head in the wrong place. And now Hull KR again with a mistake.
Well, it's a knock-on. Wigan get possession. Sam, early impressions on the game so far?
I think it's pretty scrappy from Hull KR. I was expecting a much more controlled start to the game. First of all, Mikey Lewis getting a kick charge down. That's not what you want. He's got to get it away quicker. And then 2 errors. I mean, you can't give this Wigan side too many opportunities. I think Hull KR need a big reset now, because Wigan are going to put them under pressure. But there's plenty of time. Hull KR need to reset and build back into a game because it's been too scrappy.
Head and feed in Wigan's advantage. Most of the game so far played at this end of the field. Rovers having to defend again. But only 6 minutes played. Harry Smith sweeping to that left-hand side. Jay Field's involved over there as well. Trying to get the pace on, trying to get on the outside of Hiku.
Yeah, well collected by Hiku. Well read.
Smith. Here's Ellis, just straightening things up this time. Platform set. O'Neill. Thompson. Right-footed step as he entered that collision. Still got tackles in the bag here, loads of them. Bevan French out to Harry Smith. They've got a few numbers developing over that left-hand side. Wardle can't get the footwork going because Hiku got down and did a job, knocking him over. But they try again with a different route. Walters. Last play to come. Wardle, delivery boy. Smith with a kick. Hanging that over Mikey Lewis's head. Kieran pops it back with a height advantage. Here comes Bevan French, back on the inside. And Liam Farrell can't keep hold of a clear try-scoring opportunity.
Well, that was nearly a piece of brilliance, something that we would have played again for the next decade. Look at this from Bevan French, nonchalant. And Liam Farrell just can't take clean possession, otherwise that is first blood, first score, Wigan Warriors. I think the Robbins, a great escape there.
What does that do for the Robbins psychology at this stage?
It gives them a breather. They could very easily have been behind the scoreboard, and they brought this on themselves with 2 errors inside the first 5 minutes. But Hull KR are very lucky. You'd expect Liam Farrell to pick that up.
I know we keep saying about Hull KR, this is the second time in 2 years, but would you say they still look nervous?
Yeah, absolutely. They walked out the tunnel and they looked a lot more settled than they did last year.
Oh, here comes Gildart.
But they're still the more nervous of the side.
Well, he's done well to keep that away, and Burgess seeking a path down the middle.
Yeah, and that's why they wanted Oliver Gildart back in the side. The footwork, very smart player.
Well, Burgess looking for a penalty there, I think. McElaurin picks it up. A scramble for Wigan's defence. Terrier-like they come at those Robbins. McElaurin and Warrea Hargreaves with that bursting energy.
It's a great carry to end a set.
Last play. Lewis again, sticks it up there, chases on. May is leading the chase. Field underneath it. May can't get a hold of the Wigan fullback, but there's more to come where that came from. And Wigan again start 10 from their own line. Rovers looking to turn up their heat here, and they do a good job in that first instance on Miski.
Yeah, keep an eye on the line speed here. This is where they'll really try and restrict meters. Already midway through the set, the Wigan Warriors still labouring inside their own 20 here. Marshall
Firing out, but not too far. O'Neill. Big, heavy carry by Liam Byrne again, but look where they are, and that's taken 5 tackles to get them here. So they have to kick from deep. Morgan underneath it. Eye on the ball. Make sure it went backwards. But it just does give that chase an extra yard or 2.
Yeah, the ball really screwed through the air as well. Twisted and turned. Artur Morg, sensible, smart stuff from the fullback.
Mikey McElaurin just coming into dummy half here. What are you expecting from him tonight? You know him well, Sam.
He's been told, get out there and cause some damage for 20 minutes. I imagine Mickey will go as long as he can before Jez Litton comes on. And, you know, Mickey's been out for a long time with a broken leg. And tonight, I can tell that it's not fully healed. Mickey's a very, very tough man. You'll not find a tougher man on a rugby field. He's playing with an injury. He's just going to play as long as he can.
Broken leg, not fully healed.
No, not fully healed. There's not... rugby league players are tough. I get that, but Mickey's by far the toughest I know of, and tonight he's playing with an injury that might come out one day as... No, it's pretty amazing what he's playing with tonight.
What a collision there, were Hargreaves and Bevan French, and he's forced a knock on. Just one of the reasons why he was signed. But there... Oh, it's a penalty. Penalty, intervention, and the referee changes his mind and gives Wigan the penalty for the shoulder charge here.
Yeah, he's been given a heads up here, and it is a shoulder charge. There's no attempt to wrap the arms from John Maria Hargreaves. He got there as quick as he could. And Bevan French knocked to the ground. First indiscretion by JWH, and a real pressure reliever for the Wigan Warriors, because the previous defensive set for the Robbins, it actually looked like they clicked into gear.
Well, they can clear here. Can Wigan? Looking to set up camp again inside that Robbins half. 14th grand final for them, of course. 7 of those have been winning occasions. Only a second at grand final for Holkington Rovers. And looking to add their name to that limited list of teams that have won it. Only 4 so far. Can Holkington Rovers become team number 5? Thompson. 2 plays to go. O'Neill back for Ellis. This is French with a kick. Miskey's on the chase, but it's an easy bounce for Moore to collect. And Holkington Rovers are being forced to start again at that end of the field. And that's where, if you make a mistake, it could be costly. And that's exactly what's happened. Kieran picks it up, and Wigan setting themselves again here.
Yeah, just in the tackle. Arthur Moore turned and bent in the tackle by Adam Kieran. And once again, rearguard action required from the Robbins.
It's Thompson with a charge. It has been Wigan who've dominated so far territorially. One opportunity spurned. Could they create another here? Wardle on the cut. Here comes O'Neill. Back for Harry Smith. Bevan French involved again with the footwork and a little bit of pace. But he takes a tumble from the tap from Sue. It's back with Field. Walters, Wardle, pops it out. Marshall, cul-de-sac ahead of him, so comes back to the middle. What a kick that is! Oh, that is sensational! Absolutely sensational from Liam Marshall. Bevan French scores it if it's given. But have you ever seen anything as special as that from a winger in creating a try? Let's hear from the video referee to see try on there.
Tackle 4, we've got try on field. We're checking onside into grounding, please. It's on the kick, please. Kick chase, Bevan French is onside to the right. Let's run this through now. Establish that French is onside. And we have something close in, please, on the grounding of the ball. Right, have we got anything from the opposite corner, please, on this? Really slow. Frame by frame, please, as it's going to the ground. Hand is on the ball, hand is on the ball. Right, have we got anything else on this, please? Something in front of it, maybe? Can't see on that. Have we got anything else, please? This one really slow. Slow near the ball. Right, this one might be our angle. Go back on this, please, and slow. But we need to be frame by frame on the grounding element, please. Yeah, slow at this point. Slow again. Keep going slow. Right. Go back on this angle, please, and frame. Go forwards one.
You're obviously considering down the pressure as well, Jack, aren't you?
Yeah. We finished on the other angle, please. The first angle that we had, please. This angle went really slow. Slow on this, please. Don't French's fingers come off the ball at that point. I've made my decision. Thank you, mate.
What an extraordinary start. What an extraordinary start to a grand final. Wigan have had two absolute gimmies, and they've missed them both. This is going to be a knock-on. It is no try. Hulkingston Rovers have been given two massive let-offs.
And that's exactly it. Take a look at the build-up. Bevan French offers himself, but take a look at the movement to Mikey Lewis. Never gives up on a lost cause. If he's not there, Bevan French scores that. Two of the very best in our competition, making contact with one another. And Mikey Lewis, I think he gets his team out of jail there. And you're right, Dave. Two clear-cut try-scoring opportunities, arguably bombed by the Wigan Warriors. That is unusual.
Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Wigan have dominated. They should be two scores to the good. Sam Tompkins, what is that doing for both sides?
It's making Wigan realise they can't miss these opportunities. They should be 2 tries up. They should be on the scoreboard. We're still looking at 0-0. Hull KR is still right in it, although they've had a nervous start. They've got out of jail there. They need to be better going forward now.
Let's get out to Jenna Brooks on the touchline. Jenna.
Yeah, evening, Dave. Just more on what John was saying there. Big moments from big players in this game. That's what we've been speaking about all week, and how important could that tackle from Mikey Lewis been on that man there, Bevan French. That was a huge moment.
Well, we thought this could be an amazing grand final, and that's the way it's starting at the moment. And Lewis to Gildart, and Gildart with a step back on the inside. Kieran just stopped him momentarily. Bevan French completes the job. Last play, Mikey Lewis sticks it up there. Burgess the target, but too far away from the goal line, and Gildart pushed out of play. But a first real flurry of punches thrown by Hulkingston Rovers.
Look, and another of the stars, Mikey Lewis with a kick here, but it was his run earlier in the tackle, early in the set, that set up position for this. He's a runner first, is Mikey Lewis, and that is when he's at his most dangerous. And he just skipped on the outside a couple of plays earlier. Burgess allowed to take the catch by Miski and then just shoveled Gildart into touch. But you're right, Dave, first quarter of an hour has been peppered with mistakes from Hull KR, and somehow they're still level 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Well, there's a problem here, and it's going to be Miski who's going to need a bit of treatment.
Let's have a look at it. Okay.
I mean, the last two grand finals, Wigan have won without conceding a try. Had either, if not both of those, been scored, you'd make them very warm favourites to go on and win from here, given their defensive capabilities.
Absolutely, and so early in the contest as well, would completely reframe Hull KR's mentality. But Wigan, well, look, they will be irked by those two errors, but they'll be more concerned, as will Matt Pete, about the condition of Abbas Miski, because there is not an obvious choice there. There's going to be a reshuffle if he has to leave the field. Well, clearly caught something in a tackle.
It's a concern. Let's have a look at this. We're just having a second look.
Oh, it's McIllorum. McIllorum comes in, it's heavy contact.
Just let me explain it. Let me explain it to you guys. Okay, so what happens here? Miski ricochets. Okay, so there is two mitigations. Okay, which I understand, mate. Which brings it down to a penalty. Okay, you do make contact with the head. That's the penalty. There's two mitigations. Penalty.
Well, Mickey McIllorum, there's no surprise that he was involved in that heavy contact. Sam, what is Wigan's mentality here?
Well, Wigan not making the most of the opportunities and scoring the 2 tries means they have to keep attacking this side. What Wigan are so good at is when they get ahead on the scoreboard, they turn robotic, they play real simple shapes and kick long. They should be doing that now, but because they've missed those 2 opportunities, they're still going to have to risk it a little bit. They need to get ahead.
Byrne stopped. O'Neill. Just a forward search by Ellis. O'Neill again. Smith and Walters crashing inside Robbins' territory by a stride or two. Looks like we're going to get that change soon at 16 minutes gone. Litton ready to come on, and it's a pretty good effort from Mikey Lewis.
Outstanding read from the half-back. Yeah, it's a real gamble that you've got to collect your player. If you go and jump out the line, he does just that.
Here's Harry Smith, sticking it high. Martin Morgan advancing out, Marshall getting up that quickly. The ball bounces with Wardle closest to it, but out of play. That could have been anything.
No one really took any ownership of that ball in the air. It was a steepling kick from Harry Smith, who, by the way, nervously, from a Hull KR supporter's point of view, is really orchestrating the attack. Where the players line up, ends of sets have been great. And this is the shot from Mikey Lewis, giving Bevan French no time on one of the best players in world rugby. That's a pretty good solution. No time to move.
So he's on the field, Jez Litton. There he is at dummy half. Mickey McIlaurin off. Is that the last we've seen of Mickey McIlaurin tonight, Will?
Yeah, I think that's the last we've seen of Mickey McIlaurin on a rugby field. You know, he's done the job he's been asked to do. He's been everywhere in what's been a ferocious first 17 minutes. He's been all over the place, causing some real damage in that pack of the Wigan side.
There's a penalty, clear penalty. Tyrone May's legs went up in the air, and it all begins to boil over a little here.
Now then, and some immediate reaction as well. That's lit the touch paper, Dave. Adam Kieran's come in unnecessarily here. Brad O'Neill's taken exception, a whole heap of Robbins, and this is in danger of boiling over.
Walk away. Take it away, Lip. Take it away.
Referee calms them down.
Take your boys over there.
Let's have a look at this again. It's going to be a penalty for Hull KR, we know that.
Yeah, this is the contact. It's a tip tackle, and you can see why the Robbins players are aggrieved. Hicko underneath, and very quick to come in and extricate O'Neill. But Kieran there, shoving the back of Mikey Lewis. I think that acts as an accelerant, and then you start to see bodies pile in.
So,
I think this is obviously clearly a really bad tackle. This just plays into KR's hands. You know, they've had a little bit of a disrupted start. I imagine they're going to lose Brad O'Neill for a little while. This is what KR need. They need to drag Wigan into a really scrappy, messy game.
Yeah, it's a shocker, that. It's a shocker, it's dangerous. And you can see why the Hull KR players are aggrieved, but there's a fair bit on the right-hand side of your screen that, I know, look, it's the biggest occasion, the biggest stage. And the players have very, very quickly now got to we've been talking about resetting. They've got to reset and get themselves back down to business. But this, the more you look at it, the more angles you see. Yeah. That is not a great look.
And while we've been watching that, and whilst Tyrone May has been receiving treatment, referee Liam Moore has been in conversation with the video referee Jack Smith, who's had sight of all those angles, and on the back of that there's a decision to be made here.
He is up, Jack. He's ready to go if that helps.
Let's hear from the referee, shall we? Well, video referee having another look. I don't think that's going to help the case for the defence, is it, of Brad O'Neill?
Okay.
It's a big call, this, Dave.
Yeah.
It's a huge call for Matt Pete.
Yeah.
And the Wigan Warriors.
Yeah.
This could fundamentally change the course of tonight's events.
Cheers, mate. Brad!
Here we go.
Okay, just let me explain it, please. Okay, you do pick him up, you lift him into a dangerous position above the horizontal, and he does land in a dangerous position, okay? So that's going to be 10 minutes in the bin, mate.
10 minutes in the sin bin.
I'll speak to the captains now.
It's a yellow card, not a red, and if I was Brad O'Neill, I might have been fearing the worst there.
Yeah, Brad O'Neill should shake his hand and walk off, because I think he's potentially got some...
Let's hear from the
It's a grand final, and I understand that stakes are high, okay, and emotions run high. We've had flashpoints of foul play, okay? As captains, what I want, control your players, okay? Let me referee the game and give the penalties when they're needed, okay? What I don't need is players from both teams running in, Adam Kieran from you guys, and Mikey and Jerry from you guys, okay? It's going to be a penalty. Take the time now and speak to your boys.
Top referee, isn't he? Top referee, Liam Moore. I think everybody else is losing their cool, and he's the coolest man out there.
Yeah, really composed, really well explained. You know, giving his players every opportunity there to take the advice on board. We get back to the action. Mikey Lewis with a clearing kick downfield, and it's not a bad one either. They're going to start this set on the Wigan 30.
Here comes Lewis. Out to Tyrone May, having recovered. Soasa Su.
Move! Up and square! Hold, Liam. Hold!
Litton. Big minutes ahead of him, no doubt. Hatley, angling back towards the middle. They've not had time to put a lot of pressure on this Wigan line so far tonight, Hull Kingston Rovers. But here they are in prime position. Gerard Wariah-Hargreaves carries Jez Litton smartly up there at dummy half. It's Minchella and May on to Morg, and here comes Hiku, but his way is blocked. That chain of Wigan defence shifting across. It takes some skill to break it down. The Hull Kingston Rovers have that here. Lewis puts on the accelerator and bursts! A burst of brilliance from Mikey Lewis! The little ebullient genius has turned the grand final on its head with a try that gives his side the lead.
What a brilliant individual try from Mikey Lewis. And no better stage to do it on. His 21st try of the season is an absolute belter, and he has ignited the Stretford end. This was the indiscretion from Brad O'Neill that led to the sin binning and the field position. Remember, the Wigan Warriors now are man down in the defensive line, and boy did Mikey Lewis make them pay. But take a look from Luna Camp, the ball out the back to Mikey Lewis, who was calling for this, sees Liam Farrell ever so slightly over chasing. He'd lost his hips to the defensive line, Liam Farrell, and Mikey Lewis with the most mercurial show and go. Wow, what an opening score, what a place to do it, what a time to do it as well, because this is a team, make no mistake, had been on the ropes, and Willie Peters celebrates like a good un.
Well, this time last year, at just about this time in the game, and at that end of the field, Devon French scored a try of individual brilliance that proved to be a match winner. Mikey Lewis, will his name go in the same esteem? More kicks a goal. Hull Kingston Rovers lead by 6 points to 0. And talk to me as a fellow halfback about the redemption of Mikey Lewis 12 months on. Sam Tompkins.
Mikey Lewis will have been thinking about these big moments since he came on the scene. I think we've heard Willie Peters in the week saying it's about winning big moments. Well, there's none bigger than breaking the deadlock and scoring a try for Hull KR.
Yeah, just take a look at the top speed as well. That, we've just calculated, was hit, approaching 32 kilometres an hour, 9 metres a second. He didn't have far to go, but I tell you what, he made it count. Fastest speed clock so far. What an absolutely brilliant try, Dave.
And you add to his, in quotes, try saver on Bevan French a little earlier. Well, what a game this is turning into. Some astonishing misses by Wigan in the early stages. A try of sheer brilliance midway through this first half, and Wigan having conceded a try for the first time in nearly 3 hours of Grand Final Rugby League.
And that's exactly what they want to see as well from a Robbins point of view. Jez Litton, fresh off the bench. He's a runner, we know he's a runner. He's an absolute sniper out of dummy half as well.
That's an offload from Minchella. Hadley eventually drops on it. Last play. Lewis, oh, he's off again. He's up again. He's going to carry a little further before he puts the kick in. There is confidence flowing through his veins. Field with a catch. But Lewis, having kicked it, his first man up there. He's having quite the game.
Outstanding. Mikey Lewis has really grabbed a hold of this game in the last 10 minutes. I think he's at the heartbeat of everything. Hull KR, they're not taking every opportunity. They're still playing pretty reserved, but even that smart play to carry on the ball and kick it, get a bit of a better kick. I think Hull KR are certainly on top here.
Wigan try and dig themselves back into the game. French picks up. It's Leeming, isn't it, who's on the field. It's the unlikely Thompson on the dummy half on the 6th tackle. Well, what a misread that was from Wigan.
I'll tell you, that's a criminal mistake. Something you just do not see from the Wigan Warriors. Normally so organised. Look, they've been thrown into disarray by being a man down. Cruz Leeming's come on in the dummy half roll, but that is not a good way to end a set.
Well, he was swollen up in the previous play, obviously, but even so.
Well, they've got so many outs. They've got so many outs, Dave. Someone should have taken hold of that.
So Hockey St Rovers setting again. Reece Martin on the field. Litton at a dummy half, and Minchell. Hadley. Litton. May. It's going short and flat, and it's a powerful carry as well.
It's a great line from Batchelor.
Litton. Minchella trying to dummy his way through, but Ellis first there to the wrestle. Litton again. There's May changing direction, having a look at that wall of Wigan defenders, looking for a way to challenge them, and it's Iku. Last play is coming next in this set. Litton, May. Lewis had made a run, but it goes short instead. And Wigan will have to start very close to their own line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a serious examination of a 12-man Wigan defence. Turned it over in exactly the right position. They found yards hard to come by. Look at the line speed here, and they forced a mistake.
Oh. And they are dancing with delight in celebration, because they've just given themselves a fantastic attacking position here.
Outstanding. When you're ahead on the scoreboard in a final, you just get this air of confidence about yourselves. You could see it in the way that Hull KR got off the line there to defend that. They're so confident now. Now they're in front. They know they're in charge of this game.
This Jared Murray-Hargreaves has come in second and dislodged the ball. And this is a big powerhouse front row who is now into his 25th minute. You know, a long stint, an effective stint. And I tell you what, he's given his side a leg up here.
What a moment. Lewis ready to feed. Lining up left and right. Out it comes to this left-hand side. Mikey Lewis, first point of attack. It's Arthur Moore. Shuffled towards the touchline, but sensibly takes the ground. Keeps his side in play. Lewis again. Murray-Hargreaves. Backing into it.
Move! What we come, hold! Hold!
Litton. Minchella. May. Smith advanced quickly. May gets clear. Davis on that right-hand side.
Surrender!
Can't pick a path.
Stand free. Hit the line. You've surrendered. You've surrendered. Go free.
Look back towards Moore. Moore with a reach on the leap. May now. Mikey Lewis again is probing and sends in, and Gillard with a pass and a dive for the corner. Joe Burgess, he's the expert at finishing in that position.
Mate, tackle free.
Has he done it again?
We have a try.
The ref thinks he has.
Touchline grounding, please, Jack.
But we need a second opinion here.
I've read it as a bad defensive decision by Kieran, who goes for the man.
Let's hear from Jack Smith.
Tackle 3, we've got a try on field. We're checking touch and grounding, please. Can we go just before this, please, just to check the first bit of contact, possible obstruction from the high behind? Yes, please. Murray-Hargreaves through the line. Kieran steps back in, so this is okay now. We're just onto the touch and grounding. It's a defensive read by Kieran, so we're on close on this. And really slow, please. Foot is in the field. Jumps from the field. And just confirm on the side angle, please, the corner looking in. Feet are in the field of play. Feet still in the field of play. Jumps from the field. Feet are always up. Can we just check from the opposite corner, please? That would be the one we'll finish on. We've established his arm and his feet are all okay. They're in the field. This will be our one. Slow on this. Hand is on the ball, his hand is on the ball, and it remains on the ball to the ground. I've made my decision.
What a finish that was from Joe Burgess, a loser in 4 grand finals for Wigan. and he's just scored a very special try to give Hulkingston Rovers a double-digit lead with 26 minutes played.
Well, it's quite extraordinary. Really good execution from the Robbins. There's a lot of moving parts in this now. I think you've got to say, first of all, that the Wigan Warriors are dealing with a man down, and how costly has Brad O'Neill's sin been. But there were some really good involvements in that. You're looking at one of them, Mikey Lewis. There was an intervention by this man as well. Reece Martin will take a look at that after the conversion. But 10 points to nil, kick to come. What a remarkable situation they find themselves in, and what a remarkable turnaround, given the mistake-littered start opening 15 minutes the Robbins had.
Martin from the touchline. A settle, a glance, a step, and a stroke of the right boot, and he's put it wide. Put it wide, 10-0 it stays.
Just drew it to the left-hand side of the uprights. Let's take a look at the build-up to Joe Burgess' try then. As it comes across the field, when he gets to Mikey Lewis, bear in mind they're playing against 12 men. So have a look at Reece Martin. He cuts inside Adam Kieran. That would normally be inside the third man. It's inside Kieran. Kieran has to go in. Those decisions become so much more difficult when you're down a man in defence. Look at Kieran step in, and then it frees up the space for Gildart, and that's a brilliant finish from Burgess.
And he catches, and Hulkingston Rovers go on repeat through Warrior Hargreaves. What a night Mikey Lewis is having. Sam Tompkins very much involved in the England setup ahead of the Ashes Test series again. How much good is he doing in a big game, producing these big moments in terms of England selection?
Well, that's exactly what Sean Wayne wants. You know, we're going to go into 3 tests, massive tests against an Australian side. We need the best players that can perform on the biggest stage.
And we know he's an emotional player as well, don't we? We know he plays with his heart on his sleeve, and I don't think you ever want to put a lid on that completely. It's always been just about the balance, hasn't it?
And that's why he is so good, because he's a competitor, because he fights for everything, and he gets himself in a few push and shoves. But that's what makes him such a good player. That can never, ever be curbed.
It's a kick away before Walters. He was outside the 40. It's just a kick. Looking for a bit of height and depth, which Miski will bring back, and 3 respond robustly. French, Marshall, going across a face of relentless Robbins defending at the moment. We thought they were running out of energy at the back end of the season. Tonight they are absolutely supercharged. Wigan needing a response here. Havard had his own grand final nightmare a couple of years ago, didn't he, when his hamstring failed to last more than a few minutes. Well, last play coming up. Wigan have just crept up to the 30-metre mark here. It's a big kick from Harry Smith. Davis goes scrambling after that with a catch. Let's go down to Jenna on the touchline. Jenna.
Just an update on Hull KR prop Suaso Sui. Got his head in a bit of an awkward position in an early tackle. He's been getting his neck worked on. He's been on the bike. He doesn't look too bad there. I think he'll return, but he has been receiving some treatment.
Here's Batchelor.
You know, Hull KR are in a really good position now, and it's a position they've not enjoyed in these big occasions. They've got a clear lead, and they can settle into a rhythm. Here's Mikey Lewis again.
Lewis is off again, and it was a collar that prevented him from getting any further. Adam Kieran just dragging him down. May looking left, Gildart again trying to push. Kieran's working overtime at the moment, trying to subdue this Hulkingston Rovers. Go forward, but on the last, Burgess carries the ball into no man's land and has to give it over.
No, look, and again, Mikey Lewis, it's that run-first mentality. So dangerous. He's causing that Wigan right edge all sorts of problems. You know, that's an experienced right edge. French, Farrell, Kieran, normally so efficient. He's giving them real issues, lots to think about.
Walters. They just need some yards here to Wigan. O'Neill Not again with a push. And Hawkinson Rovers is doing its job, throwing a blanket on Wigan's aspirations here. This is Field. He's a tricky customer, but just enough on him from Reece Martin. But again, they hit the last, so they have to kick. And Smith is looking for touch. It's Solskjaer get it back here, but at least Wigan now have Hawkinson Rovers back at that end of the field.
Well, it's just an opportunity for them to take a breath. You know, and it's absolutely what Harry Smith was intended on doing. He wanted that off the field to give his side 30 seconds to try and have a mini reset, because things have not been going the way of the Warriors lately.
We're looking at a Wigan side that looking tired. This is a position Wigan are not used to being. Normally Wigan are dominating a team after half an hour, but we're looking at a Wigan side here that are looking a little bit leggy. I thought that was really telling, the fact that Harry Smith decided to kick the ball out.
It's like Solskjaer have come of age tonight, isn't it? They played in that grand final, just couldn't find a way through. Even in the Challenge Cup final that they won, it was such a nervous affair. It took a last-minute try to actually win it. The league leaders' shield, they went through so much nervous energy to finally put Warrington to bed. But here tonight, they are playing like a team full of self-belief. Litton. There's a lovely little step again from Mikey Lewis, who runs into some rather unwelcoming arms. Last play. Litton. Chase was on, but he could still get it up there. He's certainly got some height on that. And Field, when he catches and looks down, just sees a wall of white and red coming his way. Yeah, look, and again, it's rinse and repeat for the Robins. That kick chase has been their best friend all season. I think they've been the most consistent in Super League. It's really served them well. Gordon. Ellis across the field here. He's trying to probe again, but he's lost the ball in trying to offload, and guess who's there? Mikey Lewis picks it up, and Hawkinson Rovers are invited to attack again.
There's a little frustration, isn't there, creeping in to the Warriors. It's an offload that he was determined to make, Cade Ellis, and just gifts territory and possession to the Robins.
Litton off on a dash and a dart. Sees what's available to him. It's Whitbread who, with relative freshness in his body, will carry it in. Litton again. Minchella to May. Batchelor stumbles. 20 metres to cover, couple of plays to go. Minchella. This is the last. May. Lewis is here again. And Bevan French does his job on that occasion. Kyle Amor down on the touchline.
Yeah, evening, Dave. Just one thing that's evident from down here on the pitch side, Solskjaer's line speed, their physicality, their contact. It is absolutely rattling the champions at the moment, and just look at this here again.
Something they were famed for, isn't it, throughout the majority of the season. The second best defensive record in Super League, in the history of Super League this year, Hawkinson Rovers. And here's one of the reasons why. O'Neill. Masemba's on the field, and a bit of impact from him straight away. That was enjoyed by the Wigan fans. Ellis just goes direct. O'Neill's here again, but it is the last again. Smith slips onto that left foot, and there's a spiral on that. This is a tough one, because it was swirling all over the place again, but he's done well.
Really well taken by Artur Morg. It's probably a good time to let you know that he tops the meter count, but he's not the guy I want to focus on. We're talking about line speed, we were talking about kick chase. Take a look at your two back rowers for the Robins, James Batchelor and Dean Hadley. I think they've done an outstanding job. They've led that kick chase already well over 3 kilometres.
And that's metres covered with or without the ball.
Yes, the total distance covered during the game. And we expect that from those guys.
This is Morg asking a question, tantalising. Litton. Minchella. May. Martin has to bump in on the angle. 1 play to go. 4 minutes of the half remaining. Lewis. May's on the chase. Fields being called out here to make that his own, and he has, and there's a penalty coming his way as well on the back of that.
Yeah, just tackled in the air. Too much to resist. I think we're going to do a fairly decent job of protecting the fullback. Tyrone May had to go round the outside, and that's Oliver Gildart, just makes contact, nothing in it, but look, by the letter of the law, Gildart makes contact in the air, not dangerous, but look, that's a technical penalty.
Well, there's only 4 minutes to half-time here, Sam. How much do those 2 missed opportunities prey on Wigan's mind going into the dressing rooms if they can't find a score before the hooter sounds?
Absolutely massive. Going in at half-time, it's going to be a completely different talk from Matty P. Look, I played on this field in 2013, went in at half-time, 10 points down again. We had some belief, but it's a big task. It's a big uphill battle for this Wigan side, and they're looking very, very tired at the moment.
Field not getting his own way at all. Minchella simply hunted him down. And Wigan lose momentum and lose a couple of yards.
And I think crucially as well, Dave, they've done a really good job on the 2 main threats for the Warriors, Field and French.
Smith, Lassemba's over there. Marshall to his left, but he's not going to get it away.
That's great contact, isn't it, from Petter Hiku on a man much bigger.
Walters. Again, they're on the last. Again, they're inside their own half. So Harry Smith looking for another of those big kicks, end over end this time. Still got the height. More happy to catch and return.
Yeah, they're piecing together a really good first half. The Robbins, clearly the scores, the kick chase, the line speed, but I think crucially, again, we'll say it, the 2 most dangerous players in Super League are French and Field, and I think they've done a great job on them.
Batchelor. Ball under arm and just ruggedly taking it forward again. Wigan will get the ball back before the hooter sounds, you'd think. Litton. An investigation from him, but Harry Smith's all over him. To be the last. Lewis. Little push, but he still gets the kick away. Miski with a catch now. Can Wigan build something special from this position? Can they get a score before the half-time hooter sounds?
Look at that again. Hadley and Batchelor, the 2 back rowers, absolutely running their blood to water for the team, leading the kick chase.
Here's Kieran. O'Neill. Ellis now. Smith. They're looking for a bit of width here. They've got Wardle, who's got the footwork to get in past Hiku. Has support on the inside from Field. They try to put the kick and chase on. There's offside, a clear offside. Played up by Davis. Taken by Martin. And Wigan have a penalty here.
It's just a reactionary thing, isn't it? It's just an eyes-up piece of rugby. Ricochet off Davis. Well, and Martin, he can be forgiven. It's a reaction. And there's an opportunity late for the Wigan Warriors, and perhaps sensibly, they're looking to take, well, what should be, not a gimme, but it's, the much more chance of posting points from the boot of Adam Kieran in all probability than they are with a Hail Mary play to finish the half.
Well, the hooter sounds in the background, so this will be the last play of the half.
Yeah, take another look at this. So it's good footwork from Field, and he was going to hike and put his head down after that. Ricochet off Davis into the hands of Reece Martin, and I challenge any rugby player to withdraw from catching that.
So Adam Kieran with the responsibility of trying to get Wigan's first 2 points of the night. He has been prodigious this season. 72 goals so far at an 83.3% success rate, which tells you about his accuracy, but he's got a bit of distance here. And the added grand final pressure.
It looks a mile away from there, doesn't it?
There'll be a chase here as well from Wigan. Grand final history about goals hitting posts and turning into tries, so I'm sure Wigan will be after this.
Well, I don't think it fundamentally changes the half-time team talk, does it? But it's something. It's a foundation to build on if Kieran could knock this over.
Kieran has a look. There's a gale of a noise coming from the Robbins end, into which he's kicking at the moment. Left foot strikes. It's a low and hard trajectory, and it is between the sticks. And a roar from Wigan fans at the other end. For the first time tonight, they have a reason to cheer, but it has been a first half of moments. Two of them missed by Wigan, two of them taken supremely by Holkingston Rovers, which means at half-time it's his team that leads. Holkingston Rovers 10, Wigan 2. It's a grand final that is nowhere near one just at this stage. Everybody out there knows that. Holkingston Rovers looking for a history-making treble. Wigan looking for the three-peat for Matt Peat, a third grand final win. But they're behind by 8 at the start of this second half. John Wells, boy, we're looking forward to this now.
What a crazy first 40 minutes it's been. The Wigan Warriors, well, they absolutely left points on the field in that first half. I'll tell you something else. The Robbins, with their line speed, with their aggressive defence, restricted Wigan in that first half to an average of just 20 metres a set. When that is ridiculous, you can do nothing with that.
A different way of winning it was Matt Peat's instruction. You've been there, Sam. You've been in this position in a grand final, behind and needing to score first.
Yeah, 100%. Matt Peat describes it as a different way of winning it. That translates to a much harder way of winning a game. You do not want to be behind at half-time. But look, this Wigan side will have had some clear instruction, and I think the first thing will be, needs to be a 0-0 mentality. Forget what's gone in the first half. Concentrate on the second. I think the same will be for Hull KR. You know, they can't fall in love with themselves just because they're 8 points up in a final. You know, Wigan are more than capable of chasing them down now. I thought it was really interesting when Jenna, a great question to Willie, saying, do you think you've got Wigan rattled? Not many times can you ask a coach, have you got Wigan rattled? And I think they certainly did in that first 40.
Well, how do they both reset now for this next 40 minutes? We've stuffed all the statistics into the AI win predictor, and at the moment it is predicting Holkingston Rovers 74%, 22% in Wigan's favour, and that little margin for error means that it could be a tie, but that's a very long possibility at this stage. Miskey with a catch. Wigan looking to exit this end of the field as quickly as they possibly can here. Kieran, a team that has been used to dominating. This last few weeks, they're here on the back of a 6-match winning sequence where they conceded no more than 1 try in each of those last 6, so they've already lost that average here tonight.
Well, I think what the Robins have done over the last couple of years is really shown their pedigree. Wigan again forced through kick pressure, through line speed pressure rather, into plan B. This is normally so structured, so efficient in this area of the field from Wigan. We're not seeing that. I think it's largely due to efforts like that.
Litton came flying out there, didn't quite make contact, but Wigan, with Ellis, still find themselves 9 short of the halfway line. Smith again, behind the 40, when he lets fly with that Morg scrambling across and catching that safely enough, and a big shoulder coming his way from Brad O'Neill there as well.
I think he's been flawless as Arthur Morg positionally. He covers the ground really well. We know he's quick, and that means he can catch on the front foot and really set the set up for the outside back to, as a scene. First Burgess, now Davis with a characteristic run.
It's a good little exit set here from Holkingston Rovers' point of view. Finding their way in the shape of Ollie Gildart inside that Wigan half. Litton again. Minchella. And Hadley will go direct. Met in the first instance by Ethan Hubbard. 1 play to go at the end of this set. Lewis with Walters in pursuit. Again, put some real height on that, and Burgess is coming steaming in and has got the ankle of Sheffield.
Right, so it's a brilliant kick, it's a brilliant kick chase. And once again, look at the Robbins players collapsing in around Abbas Miski. This is the take, tries to step out the tackle, but Burgess has got him. It was a really, really neat set, that, from start to finish.
And again, immediately putting pressure here on Wigan, because again, there are metres to be made from the wrong end of the field. 2 to go in the set.
Oh, there's a knock-on. There's a knock-on.
Oh, well, it was Hulkingston Rovers who were making the mistakes early in the first half. It's Wigan who are making them earlier in the second.
Well, and they've just turned the heat up on the Wigan Warriors. Ethan Havard, he's placed the ball on Jez Litton's foot. You know, that's an error from the ball carrier.
Played on the boot. Not even a hint of a challenge from Wigan.
Yeah, look at the celebrations again from the Robbins. They have been so efficient today.
They know the importance of this next score, if there is to be another score. They'll be quite happy if there isn't. But if they strike next, my goodness. Davis, oh, slip. Hampers his progress. Litton again. It's a reminder from Brad O'Neill that he's still around. Hiku. 4 plays to go in this set. Hulkingston Rovers set just 30 metres away. Can they strike, or can Wigan repel? Minchella's carry. Morg adding to the numbers on that left-hand side here. Goes ahead of him to Lewis. And this is Gildart. Testing a bit of resolve.
Such a good mover, isn't he, Gildart? They've really missed him.
Lewis again. And again, he sees an opportunity, runs straight at Liam Farrell, but Farrell grabs a hold. Well, this will be the last. Tyrone May takes on the responsibility of controlling the situation. Batchelor springs into a bit of daylight that opened ahead of him, but it closes quickly. But Wigan get it back close to their own line.
And it's not a bad place to turn it over either, is it? James Batchelor in the thick of things, as he has been all afternoon. Take a look at this, the work rate. Just as a threshold, anything over 95 metres a minute, a player is working at the top end of his threshold. James Batchelor is the only 80-minute player. Whitbread, Martin, both subs. The guy's redlining, and has been for 45 minutes.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? This is O'Neill. Walters now using those long legs to try and get his side out of a bit of trouble here, under pressure. They go on the field. We don't see many minutes from him, but impacts like that, which are absolutely demanded from him when he also is on there. Smith with a kick. He's ticking the touchline, but the bounce is awkward for Morgan. He does recover his poise and his situation, and Hulkingston Rovers start from here. So 7 minutes of the second half played. Sam Tompkins, what are you seeing out there?
I'm still seeing a really confident Hull KR side. I think they're playing long game. I thought the option to run on the last play, just turn the ball over to Wigan. They know they're in control. They're saying, if you're going to score a point against us now, you're going to have to come 95 metres, rather than risk it with a kick and potentially get, you know, a Jay Field or a Bevan French picking up a loose ball. Really control from Hull KR. Very impressed.
Litton. Minchella. He's involved again, and Mikey Lewis coming from behind us, trying to push off a little battle of the man ahead of him. Litton. And Field now does have a bit of space in which to work ahead of him, but all he sees is a line. Very efficient move forward by the Robbins defenders. Marshall. But again, Wigan finding themselves in unwanted but familiar territory at the start of the second half. Miski. Pick up from O'Neill. Robbins fans starting their celebratory song at the moment. That might be a little premature, but Just a reflection of how they're feeling at this stage of the game, but that might change in a moment because Wigan are going wide with Field, and Field with the pace, and the dummy back on the inside, and support from Harry Smith, and just like that, Wigan back in the game. Wow! There was just an injection of pace that just took Robbins apart, and Harry Smith scores the try, and Wigan are back in their pot.
And there are a handful of players in Super League who can create the space needed for Harry Smith to score Wigan's first try. One of them is Jay Field. Take a look at how he drifts to the outside here. He's got too much gas, too much toe for Petehiku. Davies takes the dummy. And then Harry Smith backing up on the inside, scores in front of a rapturous Wigan crowd who have been urging their side on, imploring them to find gaps like this, to find space like this. Jay Field, he's had so little opportunity. The first glimpse of a gap, and he's gone. Petehiku caught in on the lead line of Junior and Semba. And Field into the backfield, Smith in support, and I tell you what, the game takes a very different feel to it now.
10-6 with a kick to come. Grand final fever is alive again. And interestingly, as we were watching those replays, Adam Kieran, who's got the duty of kicking the goal, was also stood on the pitch, watching the big screen, watching the replays, before he takes the kick at goal, before he even starts to put the ball on the tee.
Probably half admiring what his teammates have just done, because it was a special piece of play that from a really special fullback. But also probably just buying a bit of time and letting that heart rate come back down, trying to regain some composure. Can't tell you how difficult it is to try and address defensively, Sam, someone with the pace of Jay Field.
Yeah, it comes down to a one-on-one. You know, Petehiku nowhere near quick enough to catch what is the fastest man in Super League this year, and I think sometimes you can defend a play all you want, but if the guy in front of you is so much faster, they're going to create some space and some problems for a defence, which has been massive there. I don't think Hull KR are going to be feeling quite as confident now.
Kieran just eyeing up the target. Let's look at the ball. Just to pull his side back within two. He's pulled it wide. He's pulled it well wide. But 10-6 still leaves Wigan very much in striking distance.
Yeah, the easier of his two opportunities. A look at the reaction from the Wigan fans. Did not expect him to miss that. Take another look at this, because just drink this in. One of the best movers in Super League. He's rugby league's racehorse, is Jay Field. There's not many who can lay a finger on him when he gets into top gear. And Harry Smith, wow.
It's boiling up into a classic. 4 points in it. 30 minutes left to play. Just do not leave your seats wherever you're watching this. At the moment, as Junior Semba makes another absolutely bamboozling run through the middle, and then it bounces off Walters and gives Hulkinson Rovers possession back again.
Oh, from the sublime to the ridiculous. Walters with a mistake after a brilliant carry from Nsemba. It's just come off the shoulder. No, it's not a great ball, but you've got to be taking those. Wrong area of the field to be erring like that. Junior Nsemba's run was a marauding carry that really looked like it was going to rescue that set. Another set that didn't really have much impetus to it. And once again, in the error count for the Wigan Warriors, now 5, but they've all been in their own half. They've all been early in the tackle count.
So a chance for Hulkinson Rovers for a counter-strike, potentially. Wigan's defence called here to commit again. May. Here's Batchelor. With that bloody bandage, the ball's gone to ground. It's stolen. Touch judge on the near side, lend a hand in making that decision. Do they want to challenge? Liam Farrell's having a look. No. No challenge. They've run out of time now. No challenge. Liam Farrell came and asked a question of his teammates And Jake Wardle, I think, was key in saying, no, that is the right decision by the referee, and Hulkington Rovers kicking for goal.
Yes, I'm going to ask Sam a question here. So, again, you know, senior figure, Elliot Minchella, very, very early call for 2. Turns a 4-point advantage potentially into a 6, right, Cole?
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to score points against this Wigan side. I think any chance that you get a 2 for free, really. No, it's not an easy kick, but you'd imagine someone of this guy's quality will get it over. I think you've got to take every opportunity. Don't matter the scoreline. If you get inside kicking range, inside Wigan's half, I think you've got to take it.
The mathematics of it all as well. I do know we get a different crowd watching us on grand final night. Not all rugby league experts, but just to explain that if he puts this over, 6 points the difference means that a Wigan try and a goal would only bring them level. And it also gives Hulkington Rovers, you know, if they find themselves here again with a penalty, stick it over, suddenly they have a 2-score lead. But first things first, Martin right between the uprights, and it's 12 points to 6.
Well, firstly, if you're not a regular viewer and you're just tuning in, welcome. And the second part of that is, where have you been? Because this is one of the best sports, the most entertaining sports, and we are being treated here to an epic of a grand final.
We've had some intensity down the years, haven't we, in grand final, but maybe a lack of sparkle, maybe. But tonight we're seeing that intensity, and we're seeing some sparkle as well from both sides.
Oh, two big men coming together.
Wigan fans are off their feet at that end. They enjoyed that collision. The ball comes free, and it went forward. And look at Wigan's response to that. Chest bumps, high fives. They've just given themselves the perfect position again.
2 massive defensive contributions. Mago on JWH, and then underneath the ball, it's the next carry, I think, that was the previous carry, rather. Yeah, it's Burgess just dislodged, and it's Brad O'Neill underneath. 2 massive contributions defensively. Wigan turned the dial up here.
That's what you call a momentum changer. When things aren't going your way, as a group, you're praying, you're hoping, you're working for something to change the momentum of the game, and that's exactly what we've just seen there.
Can they take full advantage? Or does this famed Robbins defence win out in the next 6 plays? It's with Harry Smith. Wardle. But look at defenders coming left, right and centre from all directions to pin him down. O'Neill. Mago couldn't quite get in his stride before there were men hanging off his hips. O'Neill again. Smith wanted it and gets it. Switches direction. French off his knees when he catches it, so couldn't quite work the magic. But there's another set of 6 here. Referee restarts the set. Havard. Just a carry. Just a carry. Mago on the gallop, but it's behind him. It's with Walters. Walters now with a push. 3, 4 more plays for Wigan to try. 4 more plays for the Robbins to defend. It's with Bevan French. Foot down and go. But the wall emerges right ahead of him. Mago. Defenders coming out. Might have left the gap had the pass been better. But Wardle can still make something of this. 2 plays to go. It's with O'Neill. Back inside. Mago shifts it to Smith. Over the top. Burgess came for the intercept. And the ball is lost by Miski. It's a knock-on. Much more difficult than the 2 they spilled in the first half. But it still has to go down as a chance.
Well, and I'll tell you what, the Robins really living on the edge defensively. You saw Burgess there coming out the line. Peter Hiku lost the plot for a second. Abandoned post and dived upfield to try and solve a problem. They've got away with it there.
You've got to credit this Hull KR scramble defence. As Abbas Miski knocks on that ball, on the wide shot, you could see 6 players, 6 Hull KR players in the frame. Even if he caught that, Hull KR were willing to go the extra mile and defend it. Some great scramble, because they're going to have to do that for at least another 20 minutes here.
Sam Lockley's coming on the field here for Hulkington Rovers. It's Elliot Minchella who's gone off.
Which is, that's unusual. I mean, he's been operating at an incredibly high level. He's got through an absolute mountain of work, Minchella.
Well, whether that is tactical or forced, we might find out in just a few moments from down on the touchline. Luckily, he's gathering defenders without gathering too many yards there. Standing start for him. Hiku. 6 points the difference. 23 minutes left to play. There'll be twists, there'll be turns before that hooter sounds. Ray Hargreaves. Lewis. Now I've got a bit of pressure on it. The ball's going to drop into the hands of Liam Marshall. Wigan start from here. So news from Jenna on the touchline.
Yeah, just with Elliot Minchella, I'd say that this is just a breather for him. He's topped the tackle count for Hull KR at the minute with 34 tackles. This, in fact, is exactly what Willie Peters did just last week in the semi-final. He came off, Minchella came off, and then he came back on for that final 10 minutes of the semi-final against Saints.
Wigan trying to make progress here. Nego. It's going to be a kick, but from the halfway line, and caught on the full from Moore, and that is certainly advantageous from the Robbins point of view.
Yeah, not the kick that Harry Smith wanted. The idea was right, drew up the right edge for the Robbins, but the kick execution not to Harry Smith's high standards. A free hit, an easy take for Artur Morg.
Back in April, by the way, when these two met, Wigan scored 18 points in 12 minutes to turn that game around.
And won't they be aware of that, Hull KR?
Luckily. A couple of plays to go. Very nearly the 1 hour mark played where Ray Hargreaves fancies he's going to try and bulldoze his way through. Went over the top of Thompson, who looks like he's holding his ribs a little. Ball back on the inside for Hiku. Hiku's got support, and Litton is over to score. It was a thing of beauty. The handling superb. The finish might just be decisive. Who knows?
What a crucial score. A crucial score for Hull KR. The Stretford end go wild in celebration. And is there a more fitting try-scorer than that man? Jez Litton, Dream Team hooker for 2025. Outstanding individual season. Outstanding collective season. Brilliant last play option. It's Litton that goes short side. Inside to Peter Hiku. Defence in disarray. And then the man who starts it finishes it. Litton, eyes up. Cut out ball. Battle, that's a cute pass back on the inside to a man in space in Hiku. And they were lining up. It was Morg or Litton. 10-point advantage restored, kick to come. And we're just entering the final quarter of the game. How telling, how important could that score be from Hull KR?
Well, only 2 scores in it. Still, even if this goes over from the boot of Reece Martin, Sam Tompkins, what a psychological blow that is in both respects, attack and defence.
Yeah, huge. I think Wigan dissected, very un-Wigan-like defence. Firstly, you know, Hargreaves running straight over Thompson, and then Jez Litton getting out and being able to play at will. So fitting that Jez Litton goes over the line, though. How good's he been this year?
Yeah, outstanding.
Has he been your hooker of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. By far and away. I don't know who's in second. He's been that good. I've not even looked at anybody else.
Big deep breath from Reece Martin. So many big occasions he's been asked to deliver a kick like this, and there he goes. There he goes. 18 points to 6. Hill gets larger from Wigan's point of view. Kingston Rovers edging ever closer.
Oh, it's a brilliant time to score from a Robbins perspective. Take a look at this carry. This is the carry Sam was talking about. Skittles, 2 of the biggest, strongest defenders in the Wigan Warriors ranks. And then you're playing off the front foot. You're playing against retreating defence. It's his last game in what has been an absolutely glittering career. And that's a crucial involvement in the build-up to that try.
That was a classic dummy throwing face as well, wasn't it, from Jared Warriors? Beautiful stuff.
Move now! On the run! Don't block, Dean. Don't block him.
There's one twist. There'll be more.
Move! Up and square! Paddy back.
Litton again. Heart rate down back to something like near normal.
Here he is again.
Last game of his career tonight, isn't it, Jared Warriors?
Well, it's the very definition of leave everything out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a career he's been, and what signing he's been, as much for off the field at Hull KR as on the field.
Very nearly missed out because of that disciplinary issue, but he got off on an appeal. Mikey Lewis kick, end over end, Miski underneath it, catches. But it's a familiar sight. And Wigan start 20 from their own line. There are plenty of these here tonight. Will be hopefully starring for England in a Ashes series against Australia. And there's another fella back from Australia, Dom Young. But he wishes he was playing here tonight. Wigan have the stellar stars, though, to lift them out of this hole. I've no doubt about that. Question is, can they? In the 17 minutes that remain.
Oh, there's plenty of time. There is more than enough time.
Smith's boot. Morg's catch. Beyond the 20, looking for the 30. Skipping on the outside of Farrell, but not past Kieran, who lands at the shoulder. Bullseye right in the middle of the chest.
Hasn't he been just ultra reliable at the back this evening, Artur Morg? An absolute stack of meters, safe as houses. It must be such a good sight to see. Ball going over the top of your head as a middle forward and seeing that man behind you.
Gildart looking to stretch them. Two Wigan lads on that side, of course, Gildart and Burgess. Another Wigan lad on this side, Tom Davis, inflicting some misery on their hometown team at the moment. Hadley. There's May, missing out a couple. Hiku. Two to go. Hargreaves comes in again. Just rolling back the years, isn't he, Jared Warriors? He might even change his mind about retiring the way he's going. Lewis, gap ahead of him, and he's got support from Litton, puts the kick in towards Davis. Davis scrambling, great take by Field, and rescues Wigan.
Well, it had to be as well. You know, again, Mikey Lewis, I think this is the best balance I've seen in Mikey Lewis all season in terms of the way he's played. The emotional, the composed, the eyes up, the reactionary. And take a look at the distance cover. We're talking about Artur Morg. James Batchelor, unsurprisingly, tops that list. But Artur Morg, we talked about him as a fullback. First of all, the top five are all Robbins. And secondly, the work that fullback's done to get his side in position has been outstanding.
Miski takes a tackle at the other end. It's Wigan again with an... Oh, and it's dropped by Liam Marshall. There are some very unusual suspects who are making mistakes for Wigan tonight. Marshall adds his name to that list, that unwanted list, and Hull Kingston Rovers again are given the perfect position.
Oh, and it's a regulation catch as well. And Liam Marshall just takes his eye off the ball and puts his side unwittingly under a whole heap of pressure again. And he rubs his face in frustration, Liam Marshall.
What I love about this Hull KR side here is they've not just shut up shop. They've not said, look, we're 12 in front, we're going to play safe. We've seen in the set before this one, we've got Tyrone May throwing a tunnel ball to a centre. We've got Mikey Lewis deciding to run before he kicks. That'd be the worst thing Hull KR could do, is shut up and try and play conservative. They're doing an outstanding job here.
How big is this set on the 66th minute? Wigan simply cannot afford to concede again. Martin batters it forward, twist of the body. Suspicion of an offload, but keeps a hold. Litton Hadley. Again, just straightening things up. Just engaging the thoughts and muscles of those middlemen of Wigan. Litton. Stepping into the 10 to pick it up. It's with May. May with a short pass. But again, the shoulders come raining in. And Moore stopped in his tracks. May. Warrior Hargreaves. Just ploughing it forward. Jez Litton on the last play for Hull Kingston Rovers. Wigan looking to dampen the flames. Trying to keep it alive here, but Martin goes down with ball in hand, and Wigan get it back. But again, in deep trouble when they get it back.
Oh, I'll tell you, Adam Kieran again. Adam Kieran's really rocked himself in the challenge. It was an important tackle. Adam Kieran's on wobbly feet at the moment.
Liskey came at full speed, but had his legs taken from beneath him by Martin, so Wigan just make barely any yards, and Thompson having his weight. That's a good carry. Leaning out a dummy half. Bevan French. Boy, do Wigan need his magic at the moment. Leaning. Oh, it's another Wigan mistake. The Stars, normally in the ascendancy, are causing so many errors here tonight.
Wow. And again, another moment. Just caught again the toe of Jared Hargreaves.
I think we've got a challenge here, haven't we?
What do you want it, boys?
Well, it's a long shot. It's a long shot, Dave.
Back down, mate. Shot clock's on. Want to be somebody there, Bev, yeah?
No, they're not. I don't think they are challenging. I don't, yes. No, they're not.
No, and with good reason as well. It's the ball carrier's responsibility to restart play in a controlled manner. He's in possession. Bevan French just catches the toe of Jared Hargreaves.
Heads down. Don't hold. Don't hold. Time back on. Shot clock off.
Davis.
Move. Back down.
And Jared Hargreaves has gone off the field, and Elliot Mincello comes back on.
Such an important stint from the front rower as well.
This is Mincello. First touch since his rest, taken in by Hadley. He'll be fully turbocharged now with Mincello for the next 11 and a half minutes. He hopes to carry his team home, but Wigan might still have a say in this. But they have to repel this danger first.
Yeah, good decision from Jake Wardle though. Shut down a really dangerous looking run from Morg.
May with a leap and the catch. Back from Mincello again. Arms free to release it to Litton. And Batchelor on the angle. And here comes the last play. Again, Wigan defending on their own line. May, changing direction. Looking wide right. Kick or pass. It's a pass. Hiku now. Taking them on head-to-head. Not a lot of options available for him.
No, just opts to die in the corner with the ball, but look where Wigan are starting from again, and look at just how repetitive this line speed is. It has been metronomic this evening.
Miskey throwing it wide. Bevan French are going to have to take some risks here, Wigan. And Jenna down on the touchline. You got news on Jared Hargreaves.
Yeah, well, you just mentioned he came off, didn't you? As we know, he retires at the conclusion of this game. He retires a three-time NRL Grand Final winner. Will he retire a Super League hero and a Super League winner too, Dave?
His field, and Marshall has his way blocked by Davis. It's a gamble to throw it on the inside, and dropped on by Luckley. And Hull Kingston Rovers have it back.
Again, scramble from Hull KR. When that ball hits the ground, there's more white jerseys in the picture than blue. That tells a lot about how this game's going at the moment.
This is Whitbread.
No, we're entering the last 10 minutes of the game as well. It's an area that both teams excel in terms of scoring tries. The odds at the moment are heavily favouring the Robbins, Dave.
Are there thoughts of drop goals towards the end of this set as well? May. Moore. No, a two-score lead could become three-score lead with a drop goal. It's Lewis who thought about it, and then when he saw that that option was blocked, suddenly begins a running movement. The kick and the chase is on here, but of all Wigan players, it's Thompson who's back there. And a penalty for Wigan offside against Holkington Rovers.
Yeah, he's really athletic middle forward is Luke Thompson. Right place, right time to clear that one up. But once again, just to underline the point that Sam made earlier, you know, this is the side that's not sat on a lead. This is the side that's going to try and improve the stat we're seeing in the corner of your screen.
Jack, we have your first captain's challenge.
Captain's challenge, first of the night.
Hull KR challenging the on-field decision of offside kick chase from Reece Martin.
Tell you what this does, it puts some oxygen back in their lungs, doesn't it, while they investigate this. See from the video referee.
It was tackle one. Hull KR challenging the ruling of offside against Reece Martin. So we're all right at this point. Let's go through to the ball on the foot. Pause it on the foot. We go back to it being on the foot. Have we got anything else on this? Got any other angles on this? Pause it on the foot, please. Pause the ball on the foot. Have we got any other angles on this? Quite on both feet behind the ball. And we can't see where his feet are on that. Have we got any other angles of that? Not this angle. This is going to be our last angle. Based on all the available angles, the challenge will be inconclusive. Hull KR will retain the right to challenge. Stick with the on-field call. Tackle one, penalty, sorry.
Sam Tompkins, how much does that Holkington Rovers playing a crafty game of slowing things down rather than thinking that they would get an overturn of the decision?
Yeah, really smart, I think, really smart play. You know, get the oxygen back in the lungs. They've finished the set really poorly. It was going to be a drop goal from Mikey Lewis. Runs, they get penalised. It's a perfect time to reset because they're going to have to work really hard. Wigan are desperate. Wigan are desperate. They're going to throw the ball around, and that means this Hull KR side, they cannot stop moving. So getting a little energy boost at this time, I think, is a great way to do it, is through his captain's challenge.
8.5 minutes. Wigan have to score twice and kick both goals to take this into golden point extra time.
Yeah, just looking at that, try scored in the last 10 minutes, and we're well inside that now. Wigan, the best in the league. 30 across the regular rounds.
French. Oh, and he just misconnects. The pass, if anything, looked forward anyway. And Farrell was already engaged with a defender.
Right, again, another error from the Wigan Warriors, uncharacteristic, as they have been all night. They're now into double figures in terms of their errors, and they've all been in possession, and they've all been in areas, I mean, that's just inside the opposition half, but not far.
Liam Farrell had no chance there, did he?
No, it was, I think he'd elected he was going to pass regardless, Bevan French.
The pass should have been going out the back there. I think you can clearly see from Liam Farrell, the shock is, why is the ball going to me? They need to be playing out the back as well.
More stepping, weaving, dragged down by Leeming.
His footwork is so good, isn't it?
It's with Tyrone May. May has got support from Hiku. Tries to push through those defenders, but they have got the energy to get to him. One play to go. May back on the inside to Moore, and Moore goes skidding to the ground. But again, Wigan are given a thankless task of you can have the ball, but you've got 95 yards to cover.
As has been the case so often this evening. You look at that, it gives the opportunity for the Robbins defence to compress, to shorten up. And you look at the line speed now, Abbas Miski, nowhere. Forced into an offload.
And despite that desperate attempt to keep it alive, the Robbins defenders refused to give up their task.
And this colours the entire set now. You get the first two contacts right in defence. When you look at the options that Wigan have got now, this is Mago, the biggest man on the field. He's going nowhere.
And that's tackle two. Farrell carts it up again. Robbins defenders all over him. Leeming. Bevan French looking to create a few fireworks here. There'll be hearts in mouths as French kicks and chases. It's a mission impossible, but Davis has knocked it on, and Bevan French's brilliance there has forced a Robbins error.
Conjured something. It was Scrappy.
In the middle.
but he's persisted with it. And Davis, in that scramble to get to the ball, he's arrived on the scene at 100 miles an hour as Davis. And Bevan French, as only he can, has caused chaos in the ranks and has shifted his side upfield by 20 metres. I feel, though, with just over 5 minutes on the clock, they've really got to put points on the board this set.
Harry Smith comes looping round the back edge of the scrum, but Batchelor is chasing well.
I can't see where Wigan's points are going to come from here. Such a flat performance in terms of attack. Matty Pete said at half-time he wanted him to be more expansive, but I just can't see where these points are going to come from.
Leaning. Ellis. Like for like, number 13 coming towards him as well.
Oh, they've been absolutely levelled in tackles all night.
But I tell you what, it stirs things up if Wigan can score here. Field, oh, he's done well to hold on in the end and to keep it alive. And Wardle goes dashing through. And Whitbread grabs a hold of his shoulders and will not let go. And 2 plays here for Wigan. The grand final, you feel, comes down to this next 2 plays. Wigan can re-stir the pot, keep it alive again. Kieran stepping back. Look at the numbers of Robbins defenders who are there again.
And again, yeah, it's the scramble. It's the scramble that's been there all evening.
Last play. It's with Smith. The kick is hopeful. Nasemba up and catches. Pops it back for Ellis. Ellis doesn't know which way to go. Chooses Wardle on the left. Here's Field. Field with a kick to the corner, but he's put too much on that. The ball rolls out. Hopkinson Rovers get a tap back on the 20, and the Robbins fans are starting their celebrations.
Yeah, well inside the last 5 minutes now. And not only that, it was a really disjointed end to a set. It's a 7-tackle set for the Robbins. They will take their time getting this underway.
What is the mentality from Wigan here?
It's desperate times, you know, massively up against it. They've got to get the ball in Field and French's hands as many times as possible. They're the only 2 men on this Wigan side that can come up with something from nothing.
And it is a very low base they're starting from at the moment, isn't it? Hull Kingston Rovers on the verge of history. Only the 5th team to win a grand final. If they hang on, they become treble winners if they hang on. And all the signs at the moment are that that coach will be the celebratory coach at the end of the night. Batchelor inside, but finding Leeming. Last play. Again, they are not bothered about the drop goal. They're just looking to give the ball back close to the Wigan line if they have to. Better still, they wouldn't mind a try. Smith picks up that bounce, and you almost got a feel that Hull Kingston Rovers weren't bothered about scoring there.
No, again, just turning it over in exactly the right area of the field. Let's just wrap up the contribution from Catapult this evening. Top speed, Joe Burgess, Mikey Lewis, both in the act of scoring. Mikey Lewis on 21 minutes and Joe Burgess on 27. Both hit their top speeds this evening, scoring tries which are going to take them to a grand final victory.
Smith. Field. Dancing away, but Jay Whitbread is not a willing partner to let him pass. Leeming. Smith again. Oh, it's an interceptor! And it's the boy from Wigan that will win it from Hull Kingston Rovers. A Superman day from Joe Burgess. A Superman performance from Hull Kingston Rovers. They win the treble. They win a grand final. What a season, and what celebrations.
And the Stretford end absolutely erupts. The Wigan players collapse to the ground. And the Robbins stand as one, as treble winners in 2025. Joe Burgess inflicts the final wound. Try number 21 in an outstanding season for the outside back. But make no mistake, this has been a performance befitting of champions.
There's a new name on the winners' board, Sam Tompkins. Bradford leads Saints and Wigan, but for the first time in 21 years, That new name is put up there in Hulkingston Rovers.
And absolutely deserved. This has been some performance from Hull KR side. And I think tonight's about Hull KR answering some questions. We've asked, are they the real deal? They've turned up all year, they've got the league leaders, they got the Challenge Cup earlier in the year. Can they turn up on the big stage? Answered it. Mikey Lewis, can he win the big moments? Answered it. Same with Jez Litton, one of the best players in the league all year. Can he do it on the big stage? Every answer to every question that's been posed is yes, Hull KR are the real deal.
And just look at the celebrations now. Both sides of the white line, the fans in raptures, the players falling about themselves, the emotion spilling out. I mean, even the usually composed Willie Peters, the smiles, the jubilation, and they are rewriting history, Dave.
40 years at the start of this season since they last won a piece of major silverware. 1985 last time they did it, and in 2025 they pick up all three. The Challenge Cup was the first, the League Leaders' Shield, nervously delivered, was the second, and now, on this night of nights at Old Trafford, as two coaches congratulate and console, but on this night of nights, Hulkingston Rovers add the big prize of the grand final as Reece Martin sticks it between the sticks. 24 points to 6. There are still 34 seconds of match time to go, but nobody is in any doubt whatsoever.
And there's nothing more enjoyable as a player knowing the game's won and you're still on the field. It's the best. The last few minutes for this Hull KR side, and certainly this last 30 seconds, putting Mickey McLaurin back on to finish. How fitting is that? Legend of the game, will go down as a Wigan legend. Not only that, now a Hull KR legend as well.
And Mikey Lewis, boy, has he come of age tonight. Restart, Wigan still in the battle in terms of wanting to go down, throwing punches here, but they are going down. Wardle tries to bat it on. Liam Marshall keeps it alive. It's just going through the motions here. 15 seconds to go. Field collects. There is a push on Mickey McLaurin, and a penalty, and there are punches swinging here.
Well, and Sember's having the jersey ripped from his shoulders.
This is so unnecessary at the end of this game. What's happening here?
Well, it's the frustration of an underperformance, I think.
The background to all of that is the hooter has sounded, and the pitch is being flooded by Hulkingston Rovers backroom staff, led by their coach, Willie Peters. What an incredible night, what an incredible year for the Robbins.
No, it's been an extraordinary season, and that man in your shot there, Willie Peters, deserves a whole heap of credit. He has transformed this club inside and out since his arrival on these shores. The players have bought in, and they now are reaping the rewards on the very biggest of stages. Some brilliant individual performances. Mikey Lewis we've talked about, James Batchelor we've talked about, JWH and Mickey Mack on their last ever appearances. Wonderful, wonderful scenes.
It is only the 5th time a different name has been put on this grand final trophy. It's only the 5th time that a side has won a treble in the Super League era. This will be a night remembered for many a year, especially in the East of Hull. Hulkingston Rovers have beaten Wigan by 24 points to 6. History made, a treble won, a new name on the grand final trophy. Hulkingston Rovers 2025 is unquestionably the year of the Robbins. What a performance tonight, what a performance this season.
Oh, and it's just been such a release of emotion as the fireworks go off over this famous stadium. And there's some memories in this place. There's some memories in this place over the history of Super League. And the Robbins have written a new chapter, a realisation of what they've achieved this season. Every treble, every trophy available, and vindication, particularly for guys like Mikey Lewis.
Well, so many stories written tonight. So many questions answered tonight.